Hello, everyone. Welcome to our little success interview with Brian. I'm Leanne Rowbottom. I'm a body freedom coach and nutritionist and an access bars facilitator, and I help people break free from binge eating to lose weight without dieting. So we've got with us today the lovely Brian, who's been an absolute hoot to work with. And just wanted to give you a big warm welcome, Brian, and a big congratulations for finishing your program with flying colours.
Thank
And
you.
thanks for being here today.
Oh, no worries, mate. Thanks for having me.
No worries. So if you can just give us just a quick rundown of who you are, what you do, about your family.
Yeah, sweet as. So I'm in transport. Obviously, I work with my family. We have a family-owned business. We specialise in sea freight. So all the containers off the wharf and all that sort of stuff. Got a fair few blokes that work with us, so it's a pretty high stressful area and full on. We work 24/7, so I'm the one that takes all the phone calls. So that's me in a nutshell for work. At home I've got two young babies under 2. With a newborn just had one in December.
Yeah, so with all Christmas and everything, you're actually doing your program at that time. You had a newborn baby, Christmas happening and the whole bit.
Yep.
Yeah, you did so well. So before we started working together, what were the challenges that you were facing before you came to see me?
So I've always had a really bad relationship with food and dieting and everything else. Always restricted myself to what I could eat and what I couldn't eat. Would buy chocolate, but would just stare at it. get home from work and smash half a block, and leave one piece in the fridge, and then I could convince myself that I didn't eat a whole block. Just little things like that. But yeah, so I've had some pretty bad injuries, which I'm working through now. I had bad knees, bad back, it was advised that I need to lose weight, but obviously my partner knows what I'm like when I do diet, or when I did diet, I should say. I just, it's like all or nothing. I'm full hog. We're not eating this, we're not eating that. Essentially, we just eat boiled chicken and green vegetables for 5 times a meal, and I'm always hungry after every meal. And then it just would explode come the weekend, and
So it was that all or nothing mentality.
Yeah.
Cool. So why did you choose to join the Body Freedom Program?
For freedom. No.
Yeah.
Okay. I needed to do something different. 100%. Couldn't keep doing the same things, and I wanted to do healthy habits in front of my boys as well. I didn't want them growing up seeing me restricting myself and think that that's normal and that's what you need to do.
Awesome. And with a new baby on the way too, it was something that you just chose to commit to yourself.
Yeah, 100%. It was challenging, that's for sure.
Absolutely. And that's why I commend you, Brian, because a lot of people would have gone, oh, it's all too hard. We're about to have another baby. It's just going to be too full on. But you had a really positive approach going, I actually need more energy. I have to break free from binge eating and feel healthier in my body and not have all these judgments of myself going on, so that I have more energy and I have more freedom and a better mindset to be able to look after my kids.
Yeah,
100%. So that was amazing. So what were you doing beforehand that didn't help? So you mentioned about the way you used to think about food. What were the programs or the different things that you tried before?
I put obviously counting calories. Work out how much I weigh, how much I could intake. How much protein, how much carbs, and I always restricted carb intake after about midday. I just would stop eating it, which I do not do. Just don't do it. You wouldn't put diesel in a petrol car. Just don't try and run energy off. Yeah, just don't. So I did that sort of crazy stuff. Looking back on it, I'm having memories. I'm having flashbacks. I'm thinking, what was I thinking?
Yeah. I remember you telling me about when you were doing the really rigorous training, when it was like all protein and no carbs, and you actually got a little bit unwell from that.
Yeah. Gave myself all protein, no red meat, just chicken. Gave myself an iron replenishment and iron. So like, took the redness out of my lips and yeah, man. What was I thinking?
Yeah, yeah. But if that didn't happen then, you wouldn't be here now either. You
No,
had to learn the hard
this is
way.
very true. This is very true.
Yeah. It's that thing when we don't listen and we keep going and going and going, we get sick or we break down in some way so that we will stop and look at something different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
awesome. So what made this body freedom program working with me so effective for you? What were the things that really worked for you?
I didn't have to change anything else in my life to work around what I needed to do. So like I couldn't train. I couldn't go to the gym. I was pretty bad when I first started. Like I struggled to go for about a 20-minute, 30-minute walk without being in pain. So like exercising for me was just out the window. And you hear everyone say that it's all, everything's done in the kitchen and all that sort of stuff. But for me, it was a big mental thing for I have to work out for me to be able to eat healthy. That was a big one for me. And the fact that nothing really changed, it just made me more aware of what I was eating, when I was eating, what my body needed and what my body didn't need.
Yes.
And yeah, that once all that kind of started falling into place, everything just went with it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So as a result of working together and applying what you learned, what were the main outcomes that you got from the program? What did you achieve?
Peace with food. That's the biggest one for me, I reckon. Just well, my wife loves mashed potato, and that was a forbidden food. Like, you don't eat mashed potato in this. I don't eat mashed potato. You don't eat it. I reckon I have it 3 times a week.
Awesome.
It's just like, oh, everyone's going to eat it. I don't care.
That's it. The weight loss without dieting, hey? Happens.
100%. 100%. Like, I enjoy it too. I've always just said, no, you don't eat mashed potato. We have, mashed sweet potato. It's like, there's no butter and there's no salt, there's no milk. Like, it tastes like shit. It doesn't taste like shit. But in comparison to mashed potato, it's like, you can't. They're not the same place.
Yeah.
So biggest one for me is just peace with food, peace of mind, just no self-judgment to what I'm eating when I'm eating it.
Yeah, I think that was big for you. You cottoned onto the self-compassion part of things really well, and dropping that judgment around food and not judging your body and judging yourself. That was a big shift. And I think that's when around the time in the binge eating, you really broke free from that around week 9. And then I remember you sending me a message saying, oh, I've dropped a short size. Was it 2 short sizes? You're like, oh my God, I don't even know how that happened. Now they're just hanging off me.
Yeah, it is. It was around week 9, week 10. It's just like, I was like, oh, these were tight last time I put them on.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, how good's this? How good's this?
So good. So you changed your mind in the way that, your mindset in the way that you had let go of the judgment, learn to drop the judgment of food, for example. So once your mindset changed, the body just changed. So you didn't actually have to focus on your body like you did when you're dieting. You just focus on the mindset and then the rest just falls into place.
Yeah. 100%. It's great.
So good. And what about weekends for you, Brian? Remember you saying about having takeaway was a really big part of your life, and just eating out or getting takeaway a weekend. How's that changed for you now?
So I started to find a real love of cooking, which was, it was always too hard for me. Always, palm it off saying too busy at work or big day at work. And like I travel for work as well. I travel an hour to and from every day. Always found an excuse not to cook. Maybe, really haven't dived into why I found an excuse for myself not to cook. Maybe it's just because, my cooking was boiled chicken and green vegetables. It's just a boring thing. But so once the compassion and everything else just started kicking in, I really found the love of cooking, and the takeaway just stopped.
Amazing.
It wasn't a challenge I set for myself. It was just, oh, you know what, it's Friday, I'm going to make this. And then Saturday it was like, oh, you know what, I'm going to make this. I'm going to, indulge and make something really, really nice. And then Sunday, I did the same thing Sunday. And then, we had our meeting on the Wednesday, and I was like, fuck, I didn't order takeaway all weekend. It wasn't from choice. It was just, I wanted to cook. I wanted to make something nicer than
Yeah.
going to get a pizza or something like that. So, which I still enjoy pizza. I still buy pizza. But yeah, now instead of eating a whole box and a half of pizza or a box of pizza, I'll buy a pizza and make a salad on the side. And
Yeah. Just have a
yeah,
few.
the salad gets destroyed before the pizza goes. So.
Yeah. Yeah, amazing. So it's like you feel so good in yourself. You're just wanting to nourish yourself, but you're enjoying all the foods that you love at the same time, but with more balance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's honoring you. And what about, I saw a huge change in you with your stress levels
Yeah.
implementing that new behavior. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Meditate.
Yeah. So the 5 minutes of deep breathing every morning,
Yes.
new coffee
Yes.
routine.
I've missed it a couple of times. Sorry. I've missed it a couple of times and come to work thinking I'll just get it done when I get to work, and then it flows, and it's like keeps getting pushed further and further back, and then towards the end of the day, I can feel the difference in me. It's just like, why am I so irate? Why am I so stressed? And it's just like it comes back to, mate, all I needed was 10 minutes before I left home.
Yeah.
Like that just completely changes my outcome for the rest of the day. It's like I can't recommend it enough.
Oh,
Just
so
do it.
good. So
Yeah.
you say for you there was a direct correlation between your stress levels and your eating?
Yep.
Mm.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah. Because all that mindless eating stopped and the binge eating stopped when you got home from work as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was so instantaneous, and you just maintain that. So
Like I was even practicing meditation before I started the program.
yeah,
But light bulb moment, it was just like, well, do it in the morning before you go to work. I was like, huh, yeah, good point. What a good idea. Like I was doing it in the afternoon before I go to bed. Like even you said, it was just like, you got to do it before you start your day, because at the end of your day, everything's all jumping up and your brain's running 100 miles an hour. I'm like, oh yeah,
yeah.
solid point.
Reaping the rewards throughout the
Yeah,
day.
yeah,
It is the hardest thing to do, though. It is to start that habit. It can be just when you're not used to doing it, but you always thank yourself, as you say.
yeah, definitely. It always feels so much better after it. Like, definitely tackle the challenges of the day better.
Yeah. Cool. So how
100%.
else do you think your life has changed, sort of from a long-term perspective, since you finished the program, Brian? What has changed? How's it affected your life since finding body freedom?
I'm more compassionate with my family, with my wife. There's also, I've got more energy for myself, for my family. I can keep up with my 18-month-old baby, which I couldn't before. A little Energizer bunny. And yeah, just without the stress of worrying what I'm going to eat and what I'm not going to eat and what I can eat and what I can't eat, it's just made, I'm definitely got more energy as well. Just with the fact that I'm not, giving it to needless stuff that I don't need to think about. It's just comes, so yeah.
Yeah. And how does it, knowing that you've achieved all that, how does that make you feel now, knowing that was then and this is now?
It just happens so slowly. You don't notice it until you stop and you think, holy fuck. Wow, sorry, I just saw an interview, but probably not the first time ever.
I think they can handle it.
Just chuck a sensor in there. Yeah, just looking back at it and, noticing my moods, how I am when I get home from work, and what I used to be like. It's like, it's just like, wow, that it was huge. It was absolutely huge. Even my wife dropped a comment on it, a couple of weeks ago, and she's like, it's different. It's completely different.
How does that make you feel?
Yeah, good.
Good.
Really, really good.
Amazing.
So yeah, I was right. Yeah, and she regretted saying it as well, because once she gave me that, I didn't stop. That was it.
Yeah.
Run around the house saying I'm changed, man.
Yeah. Doing victory laps.
Yeah, I understand. Like, just don't give an inch. Do not ever give an inch.
Couldn't imagine you doing that, Brian. So given all of that, what would you say to someone that's considering doing the 12 Weeks to Body Freedom program?
Do it. Be open-minded. And yeah, meditate. It is dead set a game changer. Like I wouldn't look back. If I had the opportunity to know something like this 10 years ago,
Mm,
I reckon I'd be a completely different person to what I am now. It's
yeah,
just I couldn't recommend it to anyone higher.
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Brian.
No, no worries. Thank you.
Yeah, you've done it. Yeah, congratulations. I know I've said it a million times before today, but you've done such a brilliant job, and given all the extra stresses that you've had managing family life and your business and Christmas and the whole thing all at once. Yeah, you should be so proud of yourself. And
Thank you.
yeah, I'm really pleased to be able to share your story, your success story with everyone else.
Yeah, sweet as. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's
So
just
thanks
sensible
for
sweet words.
joining me. No, you were an absolute hoot to work with, as you know. And yeah, so thanks for sharing your story, Brian. And
No, no worries.
yeah, we will see you very soon.
Yeah, sweet as, mate. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Bye.
See you, dude. Bye.